Afternoon, and to be quite honest, I don't really know how to introduce Mr. Tony Dovale. Tony's going to surprise us. I've seen some of his material and it's very, very powerful. Tony is the CEO of Life Masters. He's an expert in growth. The theme of Tony's presentation is developing a go mindset for success.
Okay. Good afternoon. Oh, come on. Good afternoon. Thank you. Who's excited to be here today? Only half. Are your batteries flat, sir? Top off. My goal today, you're safe, it's fine, you can relax your arms, you can let your arms go. My goal today is to give you the how-to. You've learned a lot about what to. But here's my guarantee, you're going to walk away and not do a thing. I'll put money on that. People that go through triple bypasses, and the doctor says to him, Mr. Dovale, you're 50 kilos overweight. If you don't change your lifestyle, you will die after this operation. You have to change. Do you know that 90% of people go back to the old habit? It's crazy shit. You're exactly the same. It's a life and death deal. And they go back to habit. And that's why I know that you're not going to do a thing unless I give you a secret tool. So let's take you there. You see, unless we change how we think, how we see the world, how we speak to ourselves, how we show up, nothing is going to change. Who's made a New Year's resolution to lose 10, 20 kilos? Come, let's be honest. Who made the resolution? Did you do it? No. Not yet. The problem is not yet until I die, and then it's too late. So, we've been talking about doubling your business. But I want to share something with you because I'm excited. And I'd like you to celebrate with me. Can you say whoopah? No, come on, like whoopah! You know why I'm saying whoopah? Because before I walked in here, I got the confirmation of the first 25% 80 grand booking for a company that I'm doing team building for. As I was getting changed and coming here, they phoned and said, we're on. Whatever proposal you've given us, they've taken the whole thing. So I'm excited. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Whoopah! Do you ever get that feeling in your business? Where do you get the whoopah? On a Friday? On a Monday? You know, I used to be a DJ and I had a day job. So I had to come home, eat, try and sleep, be at the club by 9 and party, DJ until 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5, and then go to work again. But my body was stretched to the limit. I loved what I did, but I never got a whoopah. And so if you love what you do, maybe somebody here, Chris, I said to him, what do you do? He says, I'm retired. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. But some people wake up and say, good morning, God. Others wake up and say, good God, it's morning. And that's going to control how you show up at work. So what is the vision that you have for your business? Just take a moment. What is the vision you have for your business? Get a picture. Go forward here. If you could double that business, what's that look like? What's the problem? What's going to be in the way of doing that? What's going to be the blockages, the limitation, the constraints? And people think it's the outside stuff. It's not. It's the stuff here. And the stuff here. Think about this. I have to tell you, who thinks I might just try and sell you something while I'm here? Well, I promise not to disappoint you. I have to tell you, Rian's a very hard negotiator. He cut me right down at the legs. He cut my prices right down by 75%, so you got some bargains happening. But think about this. If I could show you a way to just grow your business by 1.5% a week, how hard would that be? Who could grow their business by 1.5% a week? Come on, excuse me? 1.5% a week? Are you wussy or what? Really? Not 1,000%, 1.5%. It's a nothing. In a year that is 97%, that doubles your business in 1 year. I've worked with companies, in 90 days I doubled their business in a clothing company. From whatever their numbers were, they didn't tell me, but they said you've doubled. I took another company from 200 million to 800 million, 4 times, with a weekend intervention. I think he's been wussy trying to go for 2020 to double. For the kind of people that are here, the fussbaiters, the resilient, the make it happen, the foot trekkers, the far trekkers. I think you could, who thinks they're going to do it in a year? Come, let's see, where's the commitment? Are you interested in being wealthy or are you committed to wealthy? Come, hands up, who's in? Who would like help to do it in a year? We'll show you. So, when I was 24, I was sitting in the front, Wendy Evans, international speaker, her and I were friends, she traveled the world doing workshops and speaking. I said, I'd love to do what you do. She says, here's the recipe. Research, write the book, create the workshop and go to America, they'll love you. I mean, I had the recipe. I was 24. And I went home and I said, yes, I got the recipe, I've got the secret, she's doing it. If you have a recipe, could you follow the recipe? Hey, if you give your grandmother's recipe, you can bake the cake? Here's the problem. It took me 35 years from decision to action. 3 birds sitting on a fence. One decides to fly away. How many are left? How many are left? 3. A decision is not equal action. We all make decisions, but not many of us act and take them out. And so, here's your first sale. I've got a copy of my CD, $100, you can have it at the back when I'm finished. What I discovered is if when you have somebody to hold you accountable to do what you say you're going to do, like a coach or an activator, I created more in 5 years than my entire life. Because I had somebody that held me accountable. You say you're going to do this? Do it. Don't come with some wishy-washy, I had a headache, or I came home late, or bubble us. If you're going to say that you're going to do this by Friday, you had better do it by Friday. And that's the difference between learning the what and getting to the how. Because information, I can get you information on the phone. My gardener's got as much information as the president had. You can have anything you want on your phone. I get you anything free. If information was money, we'd be billionaires. But it's that small group of people that want to take that information and they become a high-performance thinking person and a high-performance action person. But it's got to be the right kind of action. And unfortunately, I don't have time to go through my whole life's framework, but I'm going to show you a little mind shift. And also, one of the reasons you should listen to me is I'm a billionaire. I'm a cash billionaire. I can see you don't believe me. When you meet Donald Trump and he says I'm a billionaire, do you ask Checo, is it dollars, pesos, or quachos? Hey? So before, when I was speaking to Rian, he said these guys need to learn how to promote and pitch and build their business. I thought I'd get you a book that you can learn how to do it really well. Who wants it?
Pick me!
Spade or a shovel? Who wants it? Just give him a round of applause. That's the reason why you're not successful as you could be. Why didn't you come? I'm serious, why didn't you come and get it? You're saying, pick me, pick me. We're sitting at home in our armchairs saying, life, come to me. We don't want to work, we don't want to put in effort, we don't want to risk looking a fool. But if you want to achieve, be, do, and have, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. And he nearly failed, because he comes up and he says, And that's a problem, we're driven by fear. If you're going to be successful, you have to break through what other fools think of you. Because it's fools that are thinking this stuff about you. Wealthy people and successful people don't think down. They think you up. It's the fools that think you down and will point and blame and shame you. But the question is, are you one of those fools that also points and pulls other people down? For those that are ready, I have a gift of 26,000 Rand to start that you could turn into 1 million. But let's go. Let's go somewhere that's different from where we were yesterday. Because unless you change your mind, nothing's going to change for you. So on a scale of 0 to 100, write down on a piece of paper how much of your potential you're using in your business. God makes incredible stuff. But how much of that potential are you using today? 0 to 100%, how much of that potential are you using today? Just write down a percentage, 10, 20, 30, 50. And be honest now, because we're going to check this. Everybody, please stand up for me. Everybody, please stand up for me. Where's... All right. You sure you know this? Come on, let's go. Show me what you got. Where's the point? Show me what you got. Come on. Okay, grab a seat, grab a seat, grab a seat. Technical thing, don't worry, just do that. Put it up there. Alright, so write down on a piece of paper. We had this song, this great, incredible song. How much of the potential to dance did you use? Give yourself a score between 0 and 100%. I saw 2. I saw some oaks like kind of like, yeah. Some oaks at the back, yeah. On a scale of 0 to 100, how much of that opportunity did you use to celebrate life? Can you change yesterday? Can you change tomorrow? Sorry, change tomorrow for me, please. Make me a billionaire, cash, dollars, not pesos. You cannot. You can influence what tomorrow can be. Where is your power? Only now. How did you use that now? So on a scale of 0 to 100, how much of your potential for that song did you use? Or wasn't it the right song? I don't like that beat. I don't like him. He's not the right... You know, we've got all this BS of why we don't perform to our best. We're happy to point fingers and blame and shame. But you know who's the Yahoo? Here, look in the mirror. When you go to your room tonight, look in the mirror and say, hey you, we have a new game in town. We have a new meeting. Because how you do anything in your life is how you do everything in your life. Look at your potential that you've written there. That's your problem. Is you run by habit. You're limited and constrained by fear. We listen. We do bad advertising to ourselves. Never mind the bad SABC rubbish we see. We advertise negatively to ourselves. No, you're not good enough. Don't do that. Be careful what they're going to think of you. And we believe our BS. See, if you're going to use your potential, it needs action. Not just any action, like a tarantula on a hot tin roof. It's got to be focused. It's got to be in the right direction. It's got to be something that you love. Who loves what they do and the work they're doing? Is it work? Would you do it Saturdays, Sundays? I'm blessed. You do? I'm blessed. I love what I do. But here's the thing, is unless you have a good enough why, you will never find a how. What's your why? Why do you do this? And I'm going to give you a secret, and hopefully I'll blow your fuse. If you're doing it for the money, you're an unconscious, selfish greeder. If you do your business just for the money, God will punish you. You will go to hell. You think I'm joking? I've been there, I came back. Unless money's not a motivator, unless you don't have it. And if you're underwater, you've got no oxygen, only thing that matters is oxygen, hey? But in the last 20 minutes, who worried about breathing? That's it. Money's like fuel in the car. It doesn't get you up in the morning. And so if you're going to get your staff to come and be engaged and passionate, there's got to be more than the money. The money is important because most of them are on survival level. But think about this, add another zero to your bank account. How much is it going to truly change your life? Truly? Truly. What's going to be different? You're going to buy different clothes? Greeder. You're going to buy a better car? Greeder. Bigger house? Greeder. Bigger diamonds? Greeder. Guitars? Greeder. You see, those are all means goals. They're not their ends goals. When the guy buys the BMW, does he want a piece of stock style? Or does he want the feeling that it gives him? Everything we do is to get the feeling. The means goal is the money, the mood, the stuff. I used to be a Ferrari salesman, dinker, when I was 21. And I used to sell Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches. In those days it was 66,000 rand for a brand new right-hand drive red GTSI Ferrari. I couldn't afford them in those days because I was 21 and just buying my first house. But I wanted a nice car, and I liked a 20 SL. And I saved up, and eventually I went and I bought one. Paid cash, petrol blue. I climbed in my car, I paid the money, and I drove home. You know when you get to the robots, like you look, who's looking? I mean, why do you buy it otherwise? I mean, if no one's looking, isn't it a waste? So you pull up at the robot, like you don't want to be too obvious. You're like, it's a convertible, so my hair had to be cut. But let me tell you, within 12 weeks, it was just another car. Just a piece of metal. Gone. I drove my other car. And that's the problem. We chase these highs with things and stuff, but our heart and our soul is empty. So if I could double your business, what would it mean for you beyond the money? Think about this. If I could show you a way to double your business, guaranteed, drag you there, kicking, screaming, holding you accountable, what would that mean for you? Eh? Better choices, less stress. Sorry? Pay staff more. Now you started to get a bit of soul. So, who's invested at least, 2,000 rand in yourself in the last year? 5,000? 10,000? 20,000? 50,000? 100,000? And you wonder why you're not succeeding. It's amazing how people can buy DSTV and new shoes, but they don't invest in the most valuable asset they have on the planet. Every rand I invest in me, I get more than 1,000 back. Think about that. Every rand I invest in me, I get more than 1,000 back. If I could show you a way for every 10 rand you invest, you could get 100 back. How much would you invest? If I could show you a way for every 10 rand you invest, you get 100 back, how much would you invest? Then why don't you? So what are your 2017 goals? Before you got to today, whose was to double their business? I think you guys are playing a silly little game. You're stuck with habit. Easy, comfort zone. No pressure, no stress. The safety zone. But success is not going to be in the safety zone. Here's the problem. Is most people, when I played provincial hockey, played internationally, And there's a strategy. Either you play aggressively to win the game, go for goals, or you play defensively, just blocking the goals. Everybody blocks the goals. Playing not to lose. Do you understand the difference? One is outgoing, aggressive, attacking, collaboration, proactive. One is waiting, blocking, just hoping. I think most people here are playing not to lose. Unless you're stretching yourself to go out of there and finding a ways around those challenges. Think of your biggest challenge that you have. Think of the biggest challenge you have in your business right now. If you had it, and if you do you have a child? Those people have got the challenge. You have a child. If your child's life was at risk, if you don't solve the challenge, they die. Would you find a way around the challenge? Bloody right you would. So why do you need me to threaten your child's life to use your potential? God damn. Sheepers. And so what is the cost? What are you losing by not using your full potential? What are you losing? Freedom, love, abundance, peace, joy, happiness, meaning, contribution, connection, significance, growth. You see, I'm addicted to this whoopah. And you've got to get a whoopah at least once a day. When I was a lot younger, I used to have my goals on my shower in waterproof ink. And my girlfriends used to come along and it's like, what on earth have you got written in your shower wall there? Become a billionaire, do this, do this. But I used to jump out of my bed in the morning. I had Shake by the Shake, one of the songs. And as I woke up, on went my music, up went my whoopah. That's how I started my day. I might not have felt ideal, but I did the action anyway. I took the action to push me. Because I wanted to become a high-performance person, and I pushed, and I cajoled, and I coached, and I used the discipline and force to make me do the stuff that people who don't succeed don't want to do. Discipline, number one skill of wealthy people. Who wants to be wealthier? Discipline, do the stuff that poor people don't want to do. So you are where you are right now, and we want to jump to something bigger. What's the fear? What's the risk? What's the risk? Missing. Missing what? For that goldfish? Yeah, he's in cuck if he misses. Help, help. But if you aim for double and you only get 80%, is that a bad thing? If you aim for 100 and you only get 50%, is that a bad thing? So then, the fear of missing drives all our decisions, and we now we're focusing on the problem, the fear, and the loss, and the danger, not on the benefit and the upside. You see, the problem that you don't understand is your brain is a biological computer that runs you. Anybody want to challenge that? You are possessed by a biological computer. Ever try to go to sleep at night and you can't because your brain won't switch off? Tell me who runs it then. The problem is we don't have a manual. We've never been taught how to use this, and we've never trained it. I just recently had access to a grandkid, and I watch when they go to the shop and they go past the sweets. It's like, hey, you know, it doesn't matter what. There's no logic. They want what they want. And as the father said, you pick your battles. You decide which you can negotiate and which you can't. Your brain's the same. You have to manage it. You have to direct it. You have to focus it. So what is the thing that you could change as you jump? Because what's that fish saying? What's he thinking? What's that fish thinking? Shout. Okay. What else? Bigger pond. Bigger gap. Freedom. Dubs.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. What's the cat saying? What's the fish saying? I want to fly. You see, you seeded my brain. The guy's in the back, or your battery's in. What's the fish thinking? What's his biggest concern? Will I make it? Here's the truth. Nobody gets out of this game alive. Know this. Nobody gets out of this game alive. So give it your best shot. You see, because I think part of these mindsets are whiners. Think about it. Are you a whiner or are you a winner? Be honest. Are you a whiner? What's the mindset of a whiner? What are the words from a whiner? It's not fair. Criticize. Accuse. Can't. Impossible. What else? Excuses. I'm tired. What are the words from whingers and whiners? You should know. Come on. Zuma. What are the words? What are the thought patterns of a whiner? Negativity. I want more money. Moaning. Why me? Didn't ask to be born. Your father's obviously a good salesman. What is the mindset of a winner? What is the thinking pattern of a winner? How do they feel? What do they say? I can, I will. No, I will. You see, here's the part of the problem. I can, I will. There's no action in that. The winners are dead. Say again? Excel, nee, once again, jy praat oor wat jy gaan doen, nie wat jy doen. My master was a little bit, but eintlik is 'n Engelsman. You see, so how do we go from slow? I knew one of you would be here today. But we get stuck by habit. Who watches TV? Oh my God. Oh my God. What's that thing that you use to change the channel? No. It's an automatic income reducer. Why are you laughing? Who's ever made $1 million watching TV? Then what the hell are you wasting your time? They're watching Days of Our Wives. Mary's done this and James has done this. Who cares what the cuck he's made? Live your life. Get out of their beds. You know, why doesn't my husband do what he does to her? It's like, get real. Get real. And we all come from love. Some love to be good, some love to be bad. I believe everybody brings happiness, hey? Some by coming into the room, some by leaving the room. Which one are you? If you really want to know the truth, ask your staff, but I know not many of you are brave enough. But this whole thing of go, there's a whole lot of variations of possibility. But for me, the most important one is get over it. Get over your past. Unhook the baggage. Anybody been betrayed, shamed, hurt, raped, abused, robbed, hijacked? Anybody? Take the wisdom, unhook the baggage, and fly further and faster. We use our past as a poor me, victim, give me attention. Time to become powerful and move beyond that process. Because when you're using the past stuff, the brain that's taking control and possesses you is stuck in a focus point. The moment you have fear, you focus. And you focus on the problem. If we had a tiger in the room, what are you going to be focusing on, me or the tiger? No, it's like, whoa, shit. This is getting real stuff. And so you don't see anything else. Your brain shuts down, your body gets into fear. All the blood drains from this part, goes into the reptilian part of the brain, and now you're getting ready to run like blokes out the door. When you come from love and peace and joy and happiness, your mind and your brain and your creativity and your innovation open. You can do a whole lot more. But you have to manage what you focus on, because what you focus on, you get more of. You have to control what's going on in this machine here. So think about it. What would you like to have happen in your business May? 6, 7 months. In the next 7 months, what would you like to have happen in your business? Get a picture. We're sitting December. How much money? How much staff? How much whooper? What does that look like? And what do you get beyond the money, beyond the greed? What will that give you? Peace of mind, space, power to give, grow other people, improve your staff's life? Because that's what's going to drive you the most, is the meaning that you get from that. how will you know that you've been successful? Who's successful here in the room? Who is successful? Oh, wow. Let me tell you, you're all successful because the day you were born, before you even were born, that spermatozoa that came out of your dad raced like crazy down the passage and hit the goal and scored, and that's why you're here. So from day one, you've been a success. He had flippers on though, crook man. The part of the challenge that we have is we're scared of losing something, and we focus on the fear of stuff, and so we don't take the action. Here's what I've learned. Not recently, a while ago, I paraglided in the Drakensberg here. I fell 50 meters, smashed my body, crashed, hole in here, no, but crashed, 3 months in hospital. I love the flying, but I'm now nervous of flying. And so if something's happened to us, if a dog's bitten us once, we're scared of all dogs. You know, if a woman betrays us and divorces us once, we're scared of all women or men, or whichever way it goes. You know, I want half. You know, we're scared of losing half of our assets. But think about, what can you really lose of any value? Because when you come into this life, what do you bring of value? Love and your word. How good is your word? How good is your integrity? And how much love do you bring? Not love your neighbor, let's go home. How much love for another person, for another soul beyond race, sex, color, religion, culture? Do you come from love? Do you show that love in the way that you deal with your staff and your customers? And if you were going to make double the business for this by December, what is the next best step that you could do? What is the most important next step for you to do? Think about it. 2 Mexicans, Pedro and Pancho. They're actually from a story in my past, very far past. But Pedro and Pancho were 2 entrepreneurs looking for opportunity. And the mayor said, we need water. In our village water store, but the river's 2 kilometers away and the people and the women can't keep walking up. I'm prepared to pay 10 cents for every 10 liters of water that you get. So Pedro and Pancho thought, business opportunity. Put on their shoes and their outfits, took their bucket, and they walked to 2 Ks, filled up the water, put it into the water, into the reservoir, and they kept on doing this. Pedro was the go guy. He had a coach. Pancho, he was the ego greeter. Just doing what he had to do. Make the money, take the money, buy the clothes. And Pedro went to his coach and he said, listen, here's the business. I need a better way, a better business, a better idea. Because I cannot see myself doing the same thing till the day I die. So his coach said to him, well, why don't you build a system, a machine that doesn't rely on you fully and completely, and build it slowly over time. So he started to buy piping. And every day that he walked, he got up a little earlier and he built 20 meters of pipe from the river back towards the reservoir. And he did that every day, and he worked a little earlier and he worked a little later, and he took all of his money and he started to build this pipe. So he started to walk less and less and less. So Pedro was starting to earn more with less work. Pancho, on the other hand, was tired. Carrying water is heavy. His bones ached, his feet ached. He had spent all his money. He joined the Mexican yoga class. Because that's how he got over his pain. And every night he would go to his Mexican yoga class, while Pedro planned on how he built more and more. And eventually, he had built his whole pipe right up to the reservoir. And Pedro stood back. He had one of his staff members pumping the water, and the water pumped and he earned money as it went. Pancho, on the other hand, now is out of a job, and he became a permanent member of the Mexican Yoga Club. But he had no opportunity anymore. Some people are like that. They're doing the same thing over and over and over. They're not going to change. They will die, tired, sore, frustrated. Others will be sharp, be astute. They'll get somebody who knows what they're doing to teach them what to do and get them there faster. Which one are you, Pedro or Pancho? Because Pedro now enjoys the wealth. Pancho is still doing yoga. Which one are you? You're going to work like crazy like a dog? You're going to work smart. Because I know that most of the challenges are here. It's got to change here. It's not the external, it's not the context, it's what's happening inside your head. So the number one issue that you have that you're not aware of is called learned helplessness. We can teach you to be helpless. They took dogs, put them in a box, shocked the dog. They put them in a box that they couldn't get out. So the dogs were getting shocked, they couldn't get away, and they learned. Can't do anything. They took away the cage, shocked the dog, and the dog just stood there. It could get away, but it just stood there because it had been taught to be helpless. Think of an elephant at the circus. Do you think that elephant could break away? Sure, it's powerful enough. They've done it. They can turn over a car. Why doesn't the elephant run? It's been taught to be helpless. The American pike, they put it in a big glass tank, put a sheet of glass between it and its favorite food. It's hungry, it's going to go for its food, but it hits the glass divider on its snout. After X number of times, it learns, I cannot be successful, gives up. They take the glass out, its favorite bait swims around it, it will die. It's been taught to be helpless, and we are the same. We're not aware that we're only using 5 or 10 or 20% of our potential until something comes and catalyzes us and gets us to take action. Because high performance starts with people, and I know time's running. And so, we asked earlier, how much have you invested in you? You know, we're happy to spend time on TV, but how about spending time on me? Is this you? Sort of kind of lazy and slow? Is this you? Like, you know, you'd hope to be somebody, but you haven't started to develop yourself yet. You've gone the other way. Or is this you? Yeah, woo! And the customers say that too. That's how you get the customer. When you walk in and you're sharp and you're astute and you're on point and you know what you're doing and you're powerful and positive, that rubs off on the customer. They want to be around you. But if you don't develop you to be the best that you can be, we'll wake up one day, it'll be too late. It'll be way too late. And so you have a choice to be on the left side of that or the right side of that. We have choice. But think about this. Money is not your goal. It's what money will do for you. So let's see how good you are. I'm going to see how blocked you are. Draw 9 dots. Draw the 9 dots on your page. You walk away today more conscious of what's going on in here. And you can make the choice of, I choose to be a builder. I might have been a breaker until now, but I'm choosing to be a builder. This is who I am. And get somebody to be a peer coach to hold you accountable to those. And maybe it's because we have oxygen, it's very easy to say. But I do believe that life's got to be about more than money. I used to sell Ferraris and Lamborghinis when I was 21 to wealthy people. They were pigs. They were absolute pigs. Disgusting, arrogant pigs. The guy that I spoke to a little earlier on, he said when you get money, you don't have to worry about people. You're not such a nice person. Money is an amplifier. If you've got love and peace and joy and greatness, it will amplify that. If you've got cuck in your life, it will amplify that too. Number one thing is you're stuck in a box. Okay? Have a look at it. You're taught as a kid, do not go out of the lines. And as an adult, the same program runs you. Brutal in any way. Okay, so here's what I've learned. Is people with a growth mindset are courageous. People with a fixed mindset are fear-based. I have another test coming. I'm going to ask somebody to stand up publicly and do it, so there's a bit of pressure. Do you want an easier puzzle or a harder puzzle? Who wants an easier puzzle? Wow, impressive. The people that want the easier puzzle are the scared people, are the fixed mindsets. The people that don't say, I want a harder one so I can learn and grow and discover, are the growth mindsets. So let's go. Do the formula. Close. Close. No. No. There we go. Got it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for the man over here. And so, you think you're seeing what you're seeing, but you ain't. Because the brain fills in stuff. You've got to look at it. Get beyond your projection and your judgment. And that's why we have all this racial BS, is we don't handle the person in front of us, we handle generalization of color or sex or culture. Handle what's in front of you, the soul that's in front of you, not their role, their position, their function, their color. Handle the soul, address the soul that's in front of you. Before, in my previous life, I was a fortune teller, but I still brought the knowledge with me. I can tell you, who wants to know what your fortune's going to be? Who wants to know your future? 49% by the time you're 65 won't make it. 29 are going to die. 29% or 30% are going to die. 12% will have to continue working past the age of 65, which could be rather cut. 7% will be okay, you'll have with family and money and you'll be okay. 3% will be wealthy. Who's going to be in the 3% with me? Then you've got to change. You've got to change, because I promise you, the way you're going right now, you're not going to get there now. Think about it. We're driven by habit. For many people, there's more months left at the end of the money. Stuff's got to change if you're going to be in the top there. Your challenge is, there's nothing to wake you up. If you take a frog, put it into cold water, and heat it slowly, what does a frog do? It says, well, it's a little bit warm, eh? But I'm reasonable. I'll accommodate. I'll balance. I'm cool. I'm fine. And as the jacuzzi gets hotter, it's, no, it's fine. And eventually, the frog will die. It'll boil. If you threw the frog in like boiling water, to jump and say, oh, I'm out. Humans are just the same. We accommodate, and we're okay, we're fine, I'll accept. It's the death of your success. Because most of you need this kind of motivation. But it doesn't end well. And it's very hard to run with your pants full. Pray this doesn't happen to you. Because if it is to be, it's up to. If you want to be successful, happy, healthy, or wealthy, Neil Donald Wells says, if you want something, be the source of it. You want more love, be the source of it. You want more happiness, be the source of it. You want more peace, be the source of it. You want more joy, be the source of it. You want more success, be the source of it. Say with me, if it is to be. If it is to be. There we go. It's up to me. It's up to me. You see, that's the power of having a coach. If you promise things but you don't do them, when a coach has got you by the shorts and says, by this day, this time, you will do it, something magic happens. We do it. Because we give our word, we hold our word. And so I penned a new word, accountability, me. Because it is up to me. You want more money? Me. You want more happiness? Me. It's a self thing. You have 100% of that power. It's not up to Rion and all of these guys to do and make and push and pull. You can wait for them to be a victim and blame and whinge and whine. We can step up and say, watch me. Watch me do. Imagine you just got an order for 2 million rand. Imagine, what would that feel like? Only that little whooper. Only that little whooper. If you got an order today, hi, how's it? Yeah, we're doing the deal, 2 million rand transaction. How are you going to feel? So please stand up, introduce yourself to somebody behind you and just say, I just got a 2 million rand deal and I feel fantastic. Introduce yourself to 2 people around you with your new energy. I feel flipping fantastic. Grab a seat. Grab a seat. All right. That's all good and well to get excited. But here's the test. Talk is cheap. And the bar's the whiskey. Many yakkers in the world, eh? Prop. I'm going to give you a test now. It's my most valuable and powerful test. to see whether you will succeed or not. It will show me whether you're a victim or a victor. It will show me whether you're closed-minded or open-minded. The moment you take accountability to invest in you, to challenge you beyond your comfort zone, is the day you will start living fully. It's only when you nearly lose your life that you appreciate your life. Only. When I crashed my paraglider, when I hit the ground and I bounced and I flew for another half an hour like broken, I had to give back my guarantee to God that I'm going to live forever. And I realized I could die now. Life is precious. Life is very short. And so 1, 2, 3, let's go. Goodbye. What is it that you wish for yourself going forward? For 2017, this is the best, most powerful, proven, scientifically validated goal-setting process. Number one, what is the want and what is the wish? What will you see, feel, and hear in December? What will it look like, feel like? How will you feel? Get a picture. Put yourself there in the future. What will you hear yourself saying? What will you see in your bank account, the people around you? What will that feel like? How will you overcome the obstacles? Get a picture of how you will overcome those obstacles. Employing staff, managing staff, becoming sales-oriented, taking action, digital marketing, learning. How will you overcome? Because we've already learned we can overcome anything, hey? With the right pressure, we can overcome anything. See how you'll do that. Set up a plan. Make a plan, an incremental daily action plan. And then take action. I love deep sea fishing, and I couldn't afford to go. And my friends had these photographs of all these beautiful big fish, and I used to go to Emmerenshire Dam with my little rod and catch my little kerper like this, and I used to come home and say, I caught a big fish like this. And they would come with the real big fish. And one day I got enough money that I could afford to go on one of these big deep sea boats. But I had to make a choice. I could go with some cheap and nasty oak that was a brand new fisherman, or I could go with a provincial springback captain fisherman. But it cost me double. Which would you choose? I went with the springback boy because he knew what to do. He'd done it before many times. That day we caught more fish in one day than I've seen ever caught. He knew where to go, he knew what to do. And it almost got down to the point when we drifted over the reef, he would say 5, 4, 3, 2, brrr, there goes the line. I think we came home with like 12 fish like that. Now you can either try and go and learn on your own and try and struggle and spend time and money. You can find somebody who knows their stuff and say, come show me. Take me to the top now. And so for most of my life I was a cheapskate. I tried to do it on the cheap, on my own. And it was okay. But you struggle and you crash and you burn and you learn. Had my life over again now? I'd find the best oak in the world. I'd say, how much do you want? I'd do it. And I'd get them to take me there in 30, 60, 90, 200, however long it takes, I'll do it. That's how you get to success fast. But unless you value you to invest that kind of money in you, I don't think you will. So are you responsible? Are you conscious enough that you can respond and not just react like a robot? Are you a learner that learns every day? I have a work screen and a learn screen. I use 150 to 200 gigs a month. Typically, videos that I'm learning. Anything you want, I'll find on YouTube or Vimeo. Anything you want to learn, free, I'll find for you. It's available. You have to be the one to go and get it. But you've got to go ahead and get it. You've got to, TV or learn. TV or learn. For some of you, it's a hard choice. I know Days of Our Lives is a very strong pull. Like, what did Mary do to Jane yesterday? The bottom off. If you don't stretch your goals beyond what you think you can do, you'll stay safe. Here's my challenge for you, stretch. Whatever goal you have, you're talking about 1.5% a week, make it 50% a week. Push, 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 push. You'll be amazed what you can achieve. And then get somebody to hold you accountable. If you say you're going to do this, do it. Get somebody to hold you strong and deep. I had a family feud fought with my mother, my father, my two brothers, so deep, so bad that if you put a gun to my head and said, go and see them, I would die. Emotionally, I wouldn't go. I was shut down, pissed off, annoyed, twitchy, bitchy, anything you want to say, I was that. 7 years, I didn't speak to my folks. We lived in the same area. It's not good. It hurts. It hurts, eh? Yeah, it's baie harde gehad. But it wasn't me. My heart was shut down. My brain was saying, you know what they did to you? You know how bad they are. And one day I was at a workshop and the guy said, is there something you know you should do, could do, would do, if you did do, would change your life? Do you have something like that, that you know if you could do, would do, should do, would change your life? So I said, yeah, I need to talk to my folks, but it's not going to happen. Not in this lifetime. So he said, take something that you value. Think of something that you value, a material asset, tangible material asset, car, boat, plane, train. Mine was my disco, 250,000 rand disco. And so he said, here's the process. Contract with a buddy that by next Friday, 12 o'clock, you will talk to your folks. Easy. If you don't, he gets your disco. Woo! But I'd made the contract because I knew I should, could, would, but didn't. But I made the deal. I shook her hands. I said, if I don't talk to my family by Friday, 12 o'clock, you get my disco, my CDs, my everything. 10 to 12. No phone. 5 to 12. 3 minutes to 12, I picked up the phone because I had to. If it had been 20 grand, I would have said, take the money, take the money. But because it was something big and consequential, I dialed. I don't remember what my father said. My mother couldn't remember what the fight was about. She was happy to have me back. And a part of my brain is saying, what are you doing going back? My other part is saying, it's time. But the gift was, if I didn't have an accountability partner with a big consequence, would never have done it. I'd be stuck. Harde still today. And so if you want to do something, you need somebody to hold you accountable like a coach. That'll get you there. It'll get you to do what you know you should do, could do, would do. And so here's the other sales part of the process is, you'll be talking about you. But I have a whole process for building your business because as the leader goes, so the pack follows. How good are you as a leader for your staff? Do you inspire, encourage, engage? Are they happy to see you? Do you bring happiness when you come into the room? Are they happy to see you or are they unhappy to see you? Because depending upon the kind of workplace culture, the kind of leader that you are, whether they love what they do, that they bring their whole selves to work, they're fully engaged, they're present, they're passionate and committed, and there's something positive and grateful in it. It doesn't take much to go to somebody and say, you know what, thank you, I appreciate you. It doesn't take money, it doesn't take time. When last did you go to one of your staff and say, I really appreciate what you did for me? Just something simple like, you know what, good job, good job. We're simple souls to love and be loved. Simple souls. But you need the right mindset for you. If you treat your staff as numbers, if you don't care about your staff, they're not going to care about you. Because they're the ones that do the execution. They're the ones that where the rubber meets the road. They're the ones that make stuff happen. You're herding cats. You've got to get them. And so my question is, do you really, really care about your staff? Really care about how they feel? How they go to bed at night? Do they have food? Do you? Beyond the money and getting the cheapest labor. Care. They're not going to care for you if you don't care for them. These are the top 20 mindset qualities that we've researched around the world with Professor Stoltz, the guy that started Adversity Intelligence. They're in order of how important managers find them to be. I'll give you my presentation if you want it. These are in order: commitment, honesty, trustworthy, adapt. This is the order of priority. How do you show up on these mindset qualities? How do you select your staff for the right mindset qualities? Easy to check, can they wash, push, pull, clean? How do you check a mindset? Great knowledge, skill, and ability with a bad attitude is hell. Here's the secret. Hire for attitude, train for skill. Hire for the right attitude, the right mindset, train them. Because here's what they want. We are simple souls. To love and be loved, connection, certainty, safety, significance. Well done, awesome, great. They also want variety. These are the needs of the ego. But here's where your soul wants to go and grow and add that value. It's that meaning. Beyond make more money for the boss for another Ferrari. You as a leader have huge power to impact people's lives. Way, way beyond. When you throw that pebble in that pond, your impact goes huge circles into the family, into the community. Think about what you're doing and how you're showing up. The big thing is, am I a builder, am I a breaker? What are you? What is your identity? Who am I? Me, I'm a part of God. I believe that you're a piece of God. That's what I'm in front of, a piece of God. God shows up with love. Do you? How good is your integrity? How good are you at managing your state? Do you wait? You know, there's some people are always happy. I mean, you get pissed off, they're so happy, hey? They're like over. So you know those people. Other people are insult divers. I had a girlfriend, she was an insult diver. Do you know what an insult diver is? They're busy talking and somebody's insulting them, they'll dive so they can get the insult. There are people like that, hey? They're like energy vampires. You know, when the person walks out the room, it's like, oh my God, phew, they're gone. Thank you. You've got to unplug, unplug out of them. Others, when they leave, it's like, wow, that was amazing. What are you? Are you a dynamo power? Looking for the possibility, looking for the positivity? Because if it is to be, it's up to. Here's a little test for you. Write down what your monthly total insurance package is. Oh, about 5 minutes. Yeah. Write down what you spend, total, all insurances per month. Home, health, medical, business, car, boat, plane, train, jet ski, wife, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, divorce. You know, what do you spend on insurance? Have you got a number? Double that number. So if it's 5 grand, now it becomes 10. Add 2 noughts. Somebody give me a number. Monthly insurance.
4,000.
4,000, so we double it, becomes 8,000. Add 2 noughts is 800, eh? That's how much you're going to spend on insurance in 10 years. 800,000 for that project. Now, when you spend on insurance, what do you get? At the end of 10 years, what is he going to have in his hand? Extra. Nothing. Because the insurance is playing not to lose. But at the end of 10 years, you're not going to have much more than you started with. In fact, you're going to be 800k short. How much are you investing in you to ensure that you are successful? Are you also investing 800,000 or more in yourself in 10 years? Because if you don't expect to be successful. You're like me, cheapskate. No, I knew it. I found what my problem was. I was trying to do it on the cheap. You can't make $1 million for nothing. You want to make $1 million, you've got to put something into the fire. You want heat out of the fire, you've got to put something in first. Nothing for nothing in the world. And the universe doesn't work like that. But do you value yourself enough? Do you love yourself enough? Do you appreciate yourself enough that you would invest how much? Some guys spend 5 grand a month on insurance. That's $1 million in 10 years. $1 million! And you'll have nothing. Take that $1 million, put it into you as well. Imagine what you could have. Could be incredible life. And so, when I'm doing my paragliding, dental floss, hundreds of dental floss lines, you can just see the lines here, 100 lines of dental floss. And on the seat where we take off, it's a cliff and it's 645 meters down. So you stand back and you get ready as best you can and now you've got to run to inflate this thing above your head. And the guys are watching that. You don't have sticks and bits and pieces, but you've got to pull it like crazy. And they're saying, go, 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 go. Now the problem is, if I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe I'll be fine. I'll get to the edge and it might be inflated. I'm in poo. I'm in big poo. Because what happened when I crashed is I got to the edge and I wasn't completely organized, and I had a harness. You know, you sit in a harness, and the harness caught one of my things on the side here, and it was very sore. And so I let go of the controls, my paraglider flew underneath me. And I'm like, hello, shouldn't you be up here? And so I became a 110 kilogram, 8 meter long pendulum into the rocks, into the mountains, and smashed me. But seconds before that, people had been saying, go, go, go. But I survived. And I've flown again with a strong pumping heart with a bit of adrenaline. But I flew again. And I will always fly. Because that's part of the dream. Is to go beyond the limitations of average Joe. And to be in that 3% of people who take the action. Against all odds, against all storms, all rains. I dance in the storm, I dance in the rain. Kick your toes. Yes, it's sore. But get back up. Because if you don't, that learned helplessness will keep you. And this is a poem from Guillemette that for me is powerful. It says, come to the edge, he said. I said, we can't, we're afraid. Come to the edge, he said. We can't, we will fall. Come to the edge, he said. And they came. And he pushed them. And they flew. Are you ready to fly? Are you ready to go, 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 go? Are you ready to fly? So let's see how good you are. Everybody, please stand. Show us what you got.
Same